I never thought buying a grill could almost land me in handcuffs. One second, I was rolling my brand new Titan 5000 out of the hardware store receipt in hand, grinning like a kid at Christmas, and the next some woman in a lime green tracksuit was screaming at me, finger in my face, calling me a thief. Before I could even breathe, cops were on their way, and suddenly my Saturday reward for months of hard work had turned into a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. My name's Marcus Johnson. I'm a 30-something tech guy, a normal suburban homeowner in New Jersey. I don't get into trouble. I don't look for drama. All I wanted was a grill, a stupid, shiny grill I'd saved for over half a year. That was supposed to be my victory prize for closing a huge project at work. But the day I brought it home, it became the spark that lit up the ugliest war I've ever fought. See, my neighborhood has an HOA. And not just any HOA. Ours is run by Gloria Whitman, the self-appointed queen of the cul-de-sac. She's in her mid-60s, hair lacquered into a helmet, lips permanently twisted in disapproval, always patrolling the sidewalks like she's the sheriff of Pleasantville. People joke about Karens, but Gloria, she's the final boss. She believes she is the law, and the second she saw me with that grill, she decided I was public enemy number one. It started in the store. She saw me pushing my prize down the aisle and she barked, "Put that back." Your kind doesn't buy things like that with real money. The whole place froze. A young cashier. Kevin looked horrified. Shoppers with carts of mulch stopped mid-step. And me? I just stood there clutching my receipt, trying to process the fact that a stranger had just accused me of grand theft barbecue. I calmly held up the slip of paper proof that I'd paid every damn cent. She didn't care. She ranted about stolen credit cards, about me plotting some elaborate trick. The manager, Gary, came out, checked the receipt against my card, my ID confirmed everything. Still, she refused to back down, and then she dialed 911. The cops arrived, one older, already suspicious, the other younger, sharper, scanning the scene. Gloria put on her show-trembling voice, clutching her chest like she'd just survived a mugging. She pointed at me. "That's him. He threatened me. I'm terrified." I handed over my ID. My receipt, even my bank card. The officers compared everything, and slowly the tide shifted. The younger one saw the truth. Gary vouched for me, and Gloria's story crumbled. But not before she screamed about pressing charges for emotional distress and demanded I be arrested. I rolled my grill out of that store free, but humiliated. The moment that should have been joy turned sour, and it didn't stop there. A teenager caught the whole thing on video, uploaded it, and overnight I was that guy. The grill guy. My face plastered across social media, millions of views, strangers debating whether I was a criminal or a victim. 99% of comments were on my side, but the 1%. They cut deep. "Well, he does look suspicious. She was just scared." He shouldn't have smirked at her. That poison crawled into my brain. Then the HOA got involved. Gloria, furious that the cops hadn't hauled me away, rallied the board. She claimed my grill was a fire hazard, a violation of some obscure bylaw. She demanded it be banned from my yard. At the next HOA meeting, she stood there like a general, declaring I was a threat to the community. Some neighbors looked uncomfortable, others just stared at the floor. Nobody spoke up for me. The harassment escalated. Anonymous emails hit my company's HR inbox accusing me of fraud, of running scams from my office. HR had to investigate, which was a joke, but humiliating all the same. Random cars started parking on my street cameras pointed at my house. I caught a man snapping photos from inside his sedan. One night, my security camera recorded someone creeping onto my lawn and tossing a bag into my bushes. The next morning, I found it drugs. A setup. If I hadn't seen it, if cops had shown up with a tip, that baggie could have ruined my life. That was the lowest point. I sat on my couch staring at the grill I hadn't even used, feeling sick. Maybe Gloria was right. Maybe I didn't belong here. Maybe I should sell the house, move somewhere nobody knew me, start over. I hated myself for even thinking it. I'd worked too hard for this life. But in that moment, I felt beaten, outnumbered, small. And then came Sarah Miller. A lawyer recommended by a friend, a woman in her 40s, sharp eyes, sharper tongue, the kind of attorney you want on your side, not against you. I laid everything out for her, the store, the video, the GoFundMe page Gloria had launched claiming she was the real victim begging for donations to fight the online mob. Sarah leaned back, calm, calculating, and said, "Good, she just made this easy for us. This isn't just slander anymore, this is defamation and fraud, and we're going to take her down." Something in me snapped back to life. The hopelessness turned into cold anger, into resolve. I wasn't just some guy with a grill anymore, I was a plaintiff. We fired the first shot a cease and desist letter. Predictably, Gloria posted it online, painted herself as a martyr, raked in even more money. Fine. Every lie she wrote was more evidence. Every dollar she raised was another nail in her coffin. Sarah pushed for a restraining order, and when we played the video of the planted drugs for the judge, the whole courtroom went dead silent. Gloria's lawyer tried to brush it off, circumstantial, he argued. But then Sarah dropped the bomb. The PI who'd been hired to stalk me had been paid through a company linked to Gloria's own son-in-law. The judge's face hardened. When Gloria took the stand, she denied everything, her voice, shrill hands trembling. And then, betrayal. Her son-in-law cracked under pressure. He admitted she'd pushed him, that she'd demanded dirt on me, that when the PI came up empty, she insisted they escalate. He confessed she'd been the mastermind behind planting evidence. I'll never forget the look on Gloria's face when her own family sold her out. Gone was the smug superiority replaced by a flicker of fear, then raw, bitter rage. The judge granted my restraining order full and immediate. Gloria was forbidden from contacting me coming within 500 yards of my home or work. Any violation meant instant arrest. And outside the courtroom, the world shifted. Her GoFundMe was shut down, donations refunded. Her son-in-law's business collapsed under the scandal. Investors fled. Neighbors who once kept their heads down now whispered about her downfall. The queen of the cul-de-sac had lost her crown. Eventually, the DA pressed charges. False police report, conspiracy, solicitation to commit a felony. Gloria, the woman who boasted about having cops on speed dial, was herself led away in cuffs. She pled guilty. As part of her plea deal, she had to write me an apology letter. I held it in my hands one morning, a single page in shaky handwriting. I admit my accusations were false and motivated by prejudice. I admit I conspired to plant evidence. My actions were malicious and inexcusable. I am sorry for the harm I caused. Reading it didn't feel triumphant. It wasn't sweet revenge. It was quiet. Final. Like closing a book you never wanted to read in the first place. That was the end. The grill remained in my backyard, gleaming silent, a witness to the whole storm. And Gloria, well, she faded into nothing. No more power, no more audience, just a bitter woman undone by her own hate. The lesson: sometimes the ugliest battles come when you least expect them, and the only way through is to stand your ground, no matter how small or outnumbered you feel.